let's talk about social issues. Alright, things were really going well in Korea. Had 0 new infections. There were only new infections coming in from foreign countries like the US, Europe, other Asian countries, etc, etc, etc. So things were going well. The government had eased off of our social distancing regulations. Things were fine. And then basically what happened was some guy was out in Itaewon just minding his own business, having a good night. He went to go get tested because he was having symptoms on Saturday, and it turned out he was infected. So obviously that caused a massive fallout in society because originally a lot of the cases were in Daegu, so that's pretty far from Seoul. There were cases in Seoul, but they were generally only a few and people were being cautious. However, ever since this outbreak, I'm not having a really fun time over here right now. So Itaewon is generally known as the place where foreigners go. It's generally a more multicultural area. And it's a very popular place for people to go out and play. It's a little bit more, play? Kelsey, no, like go out and party, drink and stuff. People who go out in Itaewon, it's not like it's only foreigners. It's still overwhelmingly Korean. These days it's becoming more of like a kind of hip place to go out. There's a lot of cool and trendy little hidden bars and places like that. It's cool. And for people who have a more open mindset, it's a little less stuffy than Gangnam. There's a lot more options. It's also one of the few places in Korea where being gay is more openly, well, Itaewon is one of those places where you can see drag queens, and there's gay bars, lesbians bars, there's transgender bars. You know, it's a lot more open-minded in that sense than the rest of Korea. It's not huge to me at all. It's like old news, like great, whatever. But in Korea, that's still very much like not really accepted as part of their culture or status quo, from what I have gathered. This guy went out and he went to a few gay bars and a few other clubs and stuff like that. He just went around, had a good night. Because it was a long weekend, like he had gone to several places to go, you know, drink, and there were a ton of people out. So the government automatically freaked out and was like, literally everybody who was in Itaewon and went to a club, drinking establishment, or was just even in there, a restaurant, we don't care. Everybody who was in Itaewon from this point in April to this point in May, go get tested. We'll do it for free. Even if you're an illegal alien or a foreigner, like, it doesn't matter, we'll do it for free. We won't rush you out. Like, it's gonna be completely secretive, like no personal information is gonna get out. The reason why a lot of people, of course everybody wrote their phone numbers down and stuff when they entered, but you know, a lot of people didn't pick up their phones because they were potentially afraid of being outed. You know, if you are confirmed to have the coronavirus, it's like, oh, you got it from a gay club, like you must be gay, like, and then all of a sudden that causes a bunch of issues in their personal life. So a lot of people were really afraid of being outed by this testing. So the Korean government was like, oh my god, no guys, it's gonna be so secretive, no one will ever know, we won't out you. Even if you're a foreigner or an illegal foreigner, we won't out you, it'll be free, it'll be fine. That being said, also a lot of people have been blaming the foreigners and saying like, oh, a lot of the English teachers, because foreigners, English teachers, I know companies who went and found teachers' personal information, personal accounts on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and said, oh, you need to make this private, oh, you need to take down these pictures, it looks like you're at a club, oh, if you're drinking, if you're partying, take it down. I know people who had to sign where they went that weekend and list every place that they went. You might have to just keep a record of everywhere that you go and turn it into us. That is something we are considering. We're a liability, because we could have gone out and partied in Itaewon. My company told me that I can't go to Gangnam Station area, not to go to crowded restaurants, not to go to bars, pubs, karaoke rooms, or any of this stuff. But the guidelines set out by the government and the guidelines set out by the company are different. A lot of other teachers have similar stories where their companies are just monitoring them, treating them like they have automatically done something wrong, when even going to Itaewon is not something wrong. Going out and drinking on the weekends is not something wrong. At the time, it was a safe environment to do so, and the government said you could. It's not me personally. Nothing bad has happened to me. But the amount of scrutiny that the foreign teachers are getting these days on the internet, a lot of people have really come forth with stories that you would think, oh, they can't do this, but yeah, they can, because they control your whole life, basically. They're the reason you're staying in this country, and if they don't want you to be here anymore, you can't be here anymore. You know, when things start going bad, you really see the worst of the place where you live, and it's happened in a lot of countries. You can really see where the countries really need to work on their policies, and where there's a lot of weaknesses just in general. Every country has been shown, you know, their weaknesses these days. And Korea is doing really great with the testing, but what they're not doing so great with is the social issues. And there's been a lot of backlash and a lot of like kind of hateful rhetoric against gay people and like foreigners and stuff. And, you know, it's such an antiquated mindset that all gay people are like already diseased. It's like, of course you went to a gay bar, you're gonna catch something. Like those kind of comments, it's like, it's just not right. It's really disheartening to see a country that is so advanced in other ways and really has a great education program and really cares about education being so uneducated on social issues that have been established just because they want to turn a blind eye to them. I understand it's a cultural difference, but the ignorance of other things that aren't seen as valuable enough to know about is just really disheartening. Yeah, there's a lot of fear going around, and when there's fear and misunderstanding, there's a lot of hate, and that's not how you get ahead. It's by closing your eyes to something you don't want to see. Ooh, ooh, serious talks time, huh? It's just an unfortunate situation. I'm not very happy about it. Now you know. That's the tea, kids.